I was like dug in my heels, like this is my challenge to myself. And by the end of that 4 week Sienna, we were still eating fresh produce, fresh carrots.
Katie Kimball, who runs Kitchen Stewardship, may be an expert in cooking from scratch and food storage, but through this challenge, she learned a lot and says it is possible for other busy families to do the same.
Buy what I will eat, store everything I can, and eat what I store. These are things we normally eat. And when I go to the store, instead of buying one, I buy two. Or instead of buying two, I buy three. And I just slowly build up that food storage without a huge budget hit in 1 month and without buying anything that I'll ever have to throw away.
So what does that look like and how do you do it? Here's some tips.
So first, you got to give props to beans and rice, right? Because you can buy beans and rice hugely in bulk, or really any dry grain, 2 or 3 or even 4 times a week. I was using my dry goods storage so that my produce could stretch. So that was really important to me. I know that saves the budget.
What about produce?
Everybody knows that potatoes and onions last forever because they disappeared right away in the stores, right, in March when the pandemic started. Red onions don't last quite as long, but they'll still give you a month usually. And then we move into, other things. So cauliflower, it's pretty hardy. That's going to last at least 2 weeks, sometimes 3. Radishes are pretty hardy. If you cut them, you can put them in a jar of water to make them stay longer and just switch off the water every couple of days. And carrots last a really long time, especially here in Michigan in the winter months and in the early spring. I would put things out in the garage so that I expand my fake refrigerator space. Apples and citrus, classic kid-friendly fruits. We buy about 400 pounds of apples at the orchard in September and October, and we are still eating off of them in January and February.
And plan your meals around what veggies will go bad first.
Vegetables that you would harvest in the summer, you would eat right away. So that's how you want to eat when you shop. You eat all the, your cucumbers, your lettuce, maybe tomatoes. You want to eat those in the first week. And then in the second week, you think about those fall vegetable squashes like spaghetti squash and butternut squash. Cabbage for sure. Now I've let my cabbage look ugly even on TV because I got to show you this. I've had this cabbage 2 months, I think, not kidding. And if I just peel off the outer ugly leaves, hardly any waste, it's good to go. I can have fresh salad on week 4 or week 8 without having to worry about my lettuce getting all wilty. I always have. I think of that when I did that 4-week challenge, I bought 5 cabbages because I knew that would be my fresh salad. Cabbage, carrot, apple salad in weeks 3 and 4.
The more confident you get in expanding how you shop and store food, Katie says the easier it will become and the more money you'll start to save.
I was able to do something as radical as a 4-week no grocery shopping challenge only because I've slowly built up recipes and skills over the last 15 years. I would love to shop every 2 weeks instead of, 3 times a week. Start slow, right? This week, buy a cabbage. Figure out a great cabbage salad you love. Next week, use a cabbage in a cooked dish, right? And so now you've vastly expanded what you can do.
Deanna Falzone, Fox 17 News.